What's going on? Welcome back, and we are here at the next video of this series. So the last video we took care of the texturing of the windows and the texturing of just everything, just period. We took care of all that. Um so we're looking really good. So now it is, I'm not even going to worry about that right there because we're at the good part. Okay. So now it is time to do the Y type. Before I do the Y type, I'm going to be connecting everything to one. It's going to be one thing, right? So we're actually done with this. So I'm going to get rid of that building. And I'm just going to select all these, select hierarchy, and then I'm going to do Control J, and it's going to make it all into one piece. And none of your textures should be moved or anything like that. Everything should be where it's supposed to be at. So then I'm going to go up here, rename this. I'm going to rename this to multi-room int. And then we're going to go through, well, you can actually remove that so all of them are UV map 0. I'm going to go through the textures and make sure that they're all embedded because I'm pretty sure some of them probably are not. So that's embedded, floor is not embedded, plaster's embedded, windows, frames. Okay. So everything is embedded, right? Next thing that I want to do is I want to set origin to geometry. And then you can either go to object, apply all transforms, or you can do control A and then all transforms, right? Because we're good with it where it's at, right? Set origin to geometry. So now for the good stuff. Now we are going to create a drawable, right? Now, the interior is not going to be auto embedded because it is not a prop, right? So this needs to be unchecked, and then you're going to hit convert to drawable. Okay. So now you have this. Next, I would rename this to multi just because of the door in the game, just to make sure if you have to. If not, then you're good. Then you're going to make sure that this is highlighted. You're going to do Shift D, right? And then you're going to right click. You're going to hit Alt P, and you're going to hit clear and keep transformation, right? Then you're going to rename this to multi underscore. You're going to name it the same thing as your other one, but you're going to add either a dot or a underscore col at the end. Either one doesn't matter. Another thing that you can do is remove all these textures. We're just going to remove all these right now, right? Then you're going to open up your solemns again, and we're going to go to collisions because we're going to make a collision now, right? So on this part, you're going to make sure that this is bound geometry BVH, center to selection, apply default flags. Now this is the part where it might look different on yours if you are not using the same solemns as me. I'm using 2.4.2. If you're not using that one, yours might not look like mine, right? Depending on what version it is. So this is what it's supposed to look like if you have my version, and then you hit convert to composite, right? So now the only other thing that we have to do, we don't have to do the flags on here. We just got to add the collision material. So then we're going to drop down, create collision material. I'm just going to do default, and then boom, it's created. Don't rename it. No, you don't need to rename it. None of that or anything, right? So now that is good. Okay. Now we are going to create the YTYP. So you're going to drop down archetype definition, right? Drop down YTYPes. We're going to add a YTYP. I'm just going to name it multi. I'm going to name it the same as building. Okay. So then with the room without the collision, you're going to click on that, make sure this is set to base, auto create from selected. If there is nothing in your texture dictionary, that means textures are not embedded, and you need to embed them and then go back and then do this step again. Then you want to click on your collision, drop this down, click MLO, auto create from selected, right? Now this is very important, this part, because somebody actually put in my Discord, which I'm gonna put it up on the screen, right? This is the reason why you get these errors that are saying that it can't find the MLO instance, because your collision is basically that. Your instance is basically the it is your MLO. So it can be affected by other things in the world. Like, for example, if you don't set this up right, because you can get an MLO in without your building having a collision, but then it rains inside because it can't find the MLO instance. Just things like that. So this is important that you make your collision auto create from selected with the MLO. And then the other one, it's very important that you have two separate models here. You have one for the collision and then your interior, right? So now let's keep going. So now with the collision highlighted, we're going to scroll down, right? Oh, we got to stop there. And we are going to click create limbo room, and we're going to do that, click that twice. The second room, we're going to name room 1. Okay. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to floor ID, and it's going to be room 1, right? Then over in your collection, we're going to drop this down. The collision, we're going to drop it down. We're going to click on this on the material. We're going to go to material tab, drop this down, room ID. We're going to go ahead and make it 1. Okay. We're going to keep that highlighted. Now we're going to go over to portals, and we're going to do from room 1 to limbo. Okay. So after you do that, you're going to want to make sure that your poly mesh, your collision poly mesh is the one that's selected, and we're going to tab into edit mode, and we're going to do vertices selection. We can actually close this up, right? So this is very important, this part. So you really need to pay attention on this part, right? So when it comes to the doors and the windows, especially the doors, you need to figure out how you want to do it. You need to figure out, if you have multiple doors, do you want to do the portals for the doors first, or do you want to do the portals for the doors last? I'm going to do the portals for the doors last, so then I can count from which one, so I know which door is what. So when I'm placing the door in CodeWalker, it's going in the right portal. Okay. So right now we're just going to do the windows. So when you're doing the windows, it needs to be room 1 to limbo for the ones on the outside. Anything on the inside is going to be different, and I'm going to show you. So right now we're just doing out here, and you want to get the frontmost vertices, the 4 frontmost. You're going to create a box. You need to be on the outside of the MLO for this to be right. You can flip it, but why do extra work when you can get it right the first time? After you do that, you hit create from vertices, and you'll see an arrow, a blue arrow pointing out. That's how it needs to be. Then I'm going to go to the next window, shift click, shift click, shift click, create. I'm going to go around and get all the windows that I want. And like with these, you're not going to do from here to here all the way around. You're going to do each window. You have to do each window. Don't try to be quick with it. You might just do it right. You're going to have to do it right the first time. And then we're going to get that. Okay, so I got all the windows, right? So for the door, the front door, so I need to take a note of this, which I am. I'm gonna take a note of this. Got this. So 14. So my 14th portal is gonna be my front door. Okay. So that's that. Let me just get this. Okay, so now for the portals for inside. I didn't do any frames for the ones on the inside because I wasn't doing all that, right? But but it's okay because it's still gonna work how it needs to work, right? So now on the here on the inside, now we're going to change this room 1 to limbo to room 1 to room 1, right? So, and this is only for portals on the inside. You have to go from the room to the room, right? So I'm going to create that. And I think that is, so that's the only door that I have on the inside. So the 15th portal inside door, 16th portal is going to be the back door. Okay. And then so now I have to change this room 1 back to limbo because now I'm doing the door on the outside. Okay. So this is how yours should be looking when it's done. Okay. So then after you do all that, we're going to go back up here. We're going to go to rooms, limbo. We're going to go to entities. We're going to pull this out. Tab out of edit mode just to be on the safe side. We're going to click this, and under entities, we're going to hit add object as entity, go down, and we're going to set room as limbo. Okay? And right there, you have your MLO. Okay? So now exporting it, we're gonna export it into our spot that we have it. So I'm gonna grab this, move this over here. So I'm gonna start by exporting the YTYP. Exporting. And then make sure you're out of edit mode, and you can actually you can select hierarchy on both of these, right? Hit V, export. Export it. So now you should have your YTYP, your interior YDR, and your YBN. When you get to this point, you need to make sure that you have these three. You should, when you're making an MLO, you should be exporting these three out together all the time on your initial, when you initially make it, and when you're initially like doing the first one before you do any modifications, whatever the case may be. These three should always be getting exported out together, because it's important that the YDR and the collision are done together on the same YTYP. So this is how it should be. So I'm going to open up my I'm going to open up my RPF and get these converted so we can see what it looks like in CodeWalker. And then after we see what it looks like in CodeWalker, that will be the end of this video. And then we will be on to the next steps, adding the doors, adding props, and you know, you're almost done. Okay. So, now this is open. So we're going to go into MLOs, right? Now I'm going to drag these into, oh, make sure, I always forget, make sure you turn edit mode on. Drag these in. Then those are in. Now I'm going to go to the stream files. And YDR is going to go there. YTYP, I got to make one. YBN. That so that is good. So now that we got all that in there, now I'm going to open up CodeWalker and I will meet you guys in there. Okay. So we are in CodeWalker. So now I just no, it's the next street. It's right here. Okay, so this is where we're gonna put it at. So let's cross our fingers that this is going to work out. So I got that together. So T open folder stream files. Okay. So now when you are putting the interior in, you need to be putting the collision, not the YDR. Okay. So first we are going to make a new ymap. I'm going to save this ymap, and it's going to be multi-int. And then I'm just gonna close this just so it can update the folder. And then I'm actually going to so I ain't gotta worry about missing nothing or anything. So then you're gonna go to that ymap that we created, right? We're gonna go up to this ymap, new entity, and I'm going to paste that in there. Oh dear Jesus, where is it at? Why is it not showing? Oh, it is showing. It's just so it shouldn't have did this. I'm not sure why it did that, because we applied all transforms, but it's good. Just get in habit to applying your transforms at the beginning so something like this does not happen. Cause I was about to say there's no way that it's not showing. I'm also gonna turn off the rotation. It shouldn't have did that. I don't know why it did that. Maybe because of the other stuff that I added and then combined it, and I should have applied the transforms at the beginning too. Like this stuff is so sensitive, it's ridiculous. It's gonna suck trying to get this in here now because I done messed up. But it's okay because we got the frames and stuff. That's the good part about it. Why am I moving so damn fast? And you do not want to click off of it. Because you want to make sure. Oh, yeah, because this is in. This was not even all the way out. Yeah, because that was behind the door. So let us pray. And if something needs to be fixed or like, oh no, those are good. Okay, it's looking, so I'm going to leave it right there because I just don't want to do, I don't want to do too much, right? So um, now that we got this in here, I am going to end the video here. And when we come back, and I'm going to show you, so make sure before anything, make sure you save the ymap because we had already saved it. So make sure you save it. All right. So I'm going to close this. No, we're not going to save it. We're going to close it, and then I'm going to open it back up. Yeah, see, now. Yeah, now it's in here. Oh, yeah, that has to be moved. That has to be moved in. But I'm going to take care of that. But yeah, this stuff needs to be moved. It needs to be moved over. So I'm going to fix all that by the time we're on the next video, but just practice up to this point. This is basically to this point that where we're at, this is the hard part is done. Now it's the easy stuff is coming, right? We're just gonna be putting in props and whatnot. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.